Hey everybody, it's Molly with AllEars, and I am here today with a super fun, I hope to be delicious brand new video. If you've watched the channel before, you know that I am definitely not a vegan. I really like eating cheese and meat, but today I'm a vegan. Today I'm going to be going all over Walt Disney World, and I'm going to only be eating off of their plant-based menus so I can share with you some of my favorite things. I'm hoping to find some items that I want to eat again, even though I'm not going to be a vegan after today. And I'm really hoping this is helpful to all my friends out there who are on a plant-based diet, find the best of the best when it comes to plant-based eats at Walt Disney World. I'm really excited. I'm a little nervous. I don't know what to expect, but it's going to be fun. We're going to learn together along the way. Let's get to it. First things first, coffee. I am headed into Starbucks at Disney Springs right now to get my morning coffee. Now obviously coffee is vegan because it's made out of a bean. I Googled it to make sure. I had to Google a lot of things this morning. Anyway, obviously coffee is plant-based, but the things I like to put in coffee when I'm at Disney World are probably not. I'm talking your syrups. I like to throw in pumpkin syrup sometimes. I often like add a splash of milk. Can't do that, but I know Starbucks has some great alternatives. I'm gonna find out what they are and alter my normal coffee recipe for something that is on the plant-based diet. Hello, I would like a Christmas blonde roast. That's just black coffee, right?
Yes.
There's nothing in it. And
what size? The birthday size?
no, the biggest one you can give
we're
me.
Gonna go with the venti?
Yes, but I want to add, are any of the syrups plant-based, or do all of them have something in them?
You know, I've never had them ask if it's plant-based or not. They're gonna have, it's gonna have
Does that have honey or anything in it?
Which ones are you looking for?
I like the pumpkin one or the peppermint one. Okay. And then what vegan milks and stuff do you guys have?
So I've got coconut milk, I've got the soy, and I have almond.
Okay, and all those are completely vegan.
I'm sorry?
All those are vegan, right?
Well,
can I look at the coconut's my favorite. Sometimes I mix it up to keep it interesting, but my typical Starbucks order when I come to Walt Disney World is a gigantic coffee, usually a blonde roast, and then I have them put a pump or two of whatever syrup I want, and then I use the serve yourself toppings bar to add in a splash of half and half or milk. So I wanted to get the pumpkin syrup, but I had the sweet barista look at the bottle and it's got milk in it, so couldn't get pumpkin. And then I was able to add coconut milk because I was told the options for your creamer, if you are on a plant-based diet at Starbucks, are soy milk, almond milk, or coconut milk. I picked coconut, and then I added fresh cinnamon and nutmeg from the Serve Yourself bar to the top to kind of give it that pumpkin spicy flavor. So we'll see if it worked. Pretty good. It's obviously not as sweet as if I were to add the syrup. I could have added some sugar probably, but it's good. But that was harder than I thought it would be. So challenges along the way, we're learning about them. Now, I would be remiss to make a video about eating on a vegan diet and not go into this next place. I am headed into Aaron McKenna's Bakery, which is an all-vegan bakery out of New York City. They've got a bunch of delicious looking treats. I'm really excited to go check it out and maybe find a new favorite sweet. I love that you can buy just a slice of cake or the top of a cupcake. They also have all these different cupcake flavors, brownies, cookies. I'm gonna have a hard time deciding what to get, and it smells amazing in here. They've also got like breads and bagels and a few savory items as well. I asked the cast members at Aaron McKenna's what the most popular and signature items were, and they said that this lemon tea cake is one of their #1 bestsellers and most popular items. So I had to get it. What's cool about Aaron McKenna's is that everything in there is gluten-free, dairy-free, kosher, and soy-free. What does that even leave? I don't know. I'm gonna try it, and I'm thinking it's gonna be delicious. It looks delicious. I don't think I've ever had cake that didn't have eggs in it though. So I'm gonna try the cake part first. I can definitely taste the lemony flavor. I'm enjoying it. It's not as moist as regular cake is. A little grainier in texture, but overall, it's got a good flavor. I like the lemon. Now I'm gonna get the icing in there. That's where it's at. The icing has way more lemon flavor in it. Tastes like lemonade, and it's pink, which is cute. But that really kicks it up a notch. If you didn't tell me this was plant-based, I probably wouldn't know. Because it's very tasty, it's just not as moist. That's the main difference, I would say. But it's very good, and I will definitely be back to Air McKenna's at some point for another tasty treat. No, I'm not going in for beignets, although I am gonna do some investigating on those. Headed in here, I did a mobile order, and I'm ready to pick up breakfast. I used mobile order to make it a little easier, but I got the plant-based Mickey-shaped waffles, and I know they're the right ones because they have the little leaf next to them. Over here, you can see the other plant-based choice, which is a chipotle seitan scramble. I can't say it, but there's a picture of it. And it's got plant-based saute of edamame, tofu, seitan, arugula, peppers, and onions. So a more savory option available as well. All right, here we go. Let's open this bad boy up. Got some waffles. They've got a triple berry compote on them and a side of fruit. They look like Mickey waffles, but a little bit different texture, so I'm excited to try them out. So the reason I decided to have breakfast at Port Orleans instead of at a park is because I wanted to get the plant-based Mickey waffles, and there aren't really quick service spots that do Mickey waffles. A lot of the breakfast character buffets will have them, but I wanted to try out the plant-based waffles. Most of the quick service food courts at the resorts do have plant-based waffles on them, and if they don't, I've been told by a friend of mine who's a vegan for real that you can just ask and they can make them. If they have waffles, they should have the plant-based waffles as well. The berry compote is delicious, and that's kind of masking the flavor of the waffle, so I can't really tell that it's not a regular waffle, so I'm gonna try and get a little piece of it without as much of the berry. I don't want to call a waffle creamy, but these are obviously less creamy than a regular waffle because there's no butter in it. So they're not like as fluffy. On its own, it doesn't have an overwhelming amount of flavor, whereas with the regular one, you'd get the flavor of the butter. That said, this berry compote is delicious, and once you put that on top of it, you're really just using the waffle as a canvas. You know, no side of bacon, but I like I like a side of fruit. So it's good to know you can start your day a classic Disney way, even if you're going with a plant-based option. Based at looking at the Scat Cats Club Cafe, this is where you get your Mickey beignets, and none of them have the little plant icon, but I did speak to a chef who said they have a gluten-free beignet that you have to ask for, and it is also vegan. So rejoice, there are beignets available. I am now headed into Magic Kingdom to get a snack. There's lots of plant-based goodies at the Magic Kingdom, and I'm gonna share a lot of them with you, and I'm excited because there's some snacks here that you might not realize are actually plant-based. A few months ago, Disney actually rolled out a huge plant-based initiative where they added literally hundreds of different plant-based items to their menus across properties. So basically at this point, if you go to a Disney owned and operated restaurant, which is almost all of them, takeaway, most of Disney Springs and a few at Epcot, basically all the restaurants here are owned and operated by Disney, and they're gonna have plant-based items on the menu. Some are brand new, some they're just notating are plant-based now. In addition, you can always alter and talk to a chef, talk to your cast member. When you're at a restaurant, you can always alter alter things to make them plant-based, do some substitutions. But they wanted to make sure that when you went to a restaurant, there would be something notated plant-based that wouldn't require any substitutions, whether you're doing mobile order or walking up or sitting down at a restaurant. They wanted to make it convenient, and the way they did that is they put a little plant-based logo on all the menus, so you know when you see that little green plant icon on a menu at a quick service or a snack stand or at a restaurant, that item is going to be free of animal products, including eggs, dairy. There's going to be no honey, so you're good to go as far as those items go. When that big change occurred and Disney was rolling out all of these different plant-based items, I was actually invited to an event where I got to sample a lot of the things coming to Magic Kingdom, including some items that are going to go at their full-service restaurants as well as some of the quick service and snacks. And it's really great to know that if you are on a plant-based diet and you're going somewhere like Crystal Palace, which is a buffet, you can eat more than just like the steamed vegetables, maybe the fruit. They're going to actually have really delicious items that make sure you get the value out of going to Crystal Palace the same way anyone else would. They had a cottage pie there, and it was pretty good. I was surprised. So I'm getting to try some of the delicious plant-based items. The first thing I'm trying is the Falls Family Falafel that you can get at the Skipper Canteen. And of course, if you're a Jungle Cruise fan, you're gonna get the Falls joke, because that's the back, the waterfall is named after Dr. Albert Falls. And it's a fried falafel ball, and it's got edamame hummus with it. That hummus is amazing. I could eat way too much of that. But this is really good. It's really spicy. I don't mean hot, I mean really good spices, which you'd expect from Skipper Canteen because they're a little wilder with their food, but that's really good, and I can imagine that would be very filling if you ate several of these. I really enjoy this. The next thing I'm gonna try is a meatball and spaghetti from Tony's, which is so cute, and it's a mushroom-based meatball, which I love mushrooms, and I'm very curious as to how meatless meatballs are gonna taste. Here we go. Wow. I love that. It really does taste like meat. It's the right texture. Lots of flavor, lots of good Italian herbs and spices. The spaghetti's delish. I would share a bowl of this with my husband, Lady in the Tramp style. Got my cottage pie. There's a hearty layer of mashed potatoes, which of course don't have any butter or milk or anything in them. They're still really good. I love that they've been kind of roasted on the top. Broiled, I should say. The meat is good. I think I can tell it's not real meat, but if I was a vegan and didn't eat meat, obviously, this is a really fun, hearty dish that's going to be on a buffet, and I love that they're doing stuff for the character buffets as well. Well, they're doing stuff for every restaurant, but if you're paying the price to go to the Crystal Palace and eat with Winnie the Pooh and his friends, you want to have good options that aren't just like salad, and this is a very good option. Next up, a green bean cassoulet, which will be available at Be Our Guest. It comes in a little skillet. This is just a sample size, but looks yummy. Whoa. I'm honestly shocked at how much flavor went into this, because it looks so simple, and it is so simple. And it comes with some crostinis, so you could sop all this up, which is what I'm going to do right now. I think that's good, because from what I understand, the vegan options at Be Our Guest have been not the best. So that has a lot of flavor. I could see how this would be very filling if you ate a whole bowl of it. And these crostinis, wow, I could eat quite a few of them. Not my favorite option I've tried, but definitely very flavorful. I've been told by a lot of people that this is like the #1 plant-based item at Walt Disney World, so let's see if that rings true. It's definitely got a chipotle thing going with that mayonnaise. It's really good. If you want a hot dog, you want to go to Casey's Corner, live your best life, it's pretty good. I personally am still partial to the meatball, But oh, that has some kick in that mayonnaise. I want to get that on my corn dog nuggets. But this is really fun and really unusual, and not just a vegan hot dog in a bun. They definitely took some time to make it special, and it's a winner. The first dessert I'm trying is the seasonal apple cake from Liberty Tree Tavern. I really like the cake. I don't really care for the topping, but I don't like whipped cream, so it's not shocking I don't like non-dairy whipped cream either. But the cake is really moist, but light, good apple flavor. It's kind of like an apple crumble in a cake, which I'm here for. Next up, I'm gonna try the creme brulee from Be Our Guest. It's got that beautiful caramelized top. Well, obviously the caramelized sugar is delicious. Ooh, it's got like a coffee kick to it. It's a little runnier than normal creme brulee, but still good flavor. I'm going to try the lemon curd with berry compote. It's got a little meringue on it. This is also from Be Our Guest. Ooh, that meringue is good. So is the berry, or the lemon. That's fabulous. Wouldn't know that didn't have dairy in it. This one wins over the creme brulee for me if you go to Be Our Guest. Next up, the coffee pot de creme from Cinderella's Royal Table. Super cute presentation when you order it at the restaurant. It comes in a little pot and it's got edible flowers on it. Very coffee forward, so if you don't like coffee, I wouldn't recommend this one. But it's got like an orange marmalade type thing at the bottom. That's good, especially because I love coffee, which you guys know. One thing that might surprise a lot of people is that a lot of your most iconic Disney snacks are actually vegan and dairy-free, including popcorn. I know, I thought it was butter too. Now I'm wondering what it is. Still delicious though, it's just not actually butter. I guess that'd be really expensive for Disney to keep using butter. But still, could have fooled me. So you can get popcorn, that's a plant-based snack. Pretzels, as long as you don't get the cheese sauce, those are a plant-based snack. And Dole Whip, one of the most iconic Disney snacks of all time. Dole Whip is plant-based. Now there are a few different Dole Whips that have little accents on them, such as the Red's Revenge at Sunshine Tree Terrace, or the Peter Pan float in Storybook Treats that have like a chocolate accent on them, which makes that item not plant-based. However, you can always ask for them not to have that, or you can just get a cup of that flavor. So Dole Whip, a universally loved treat, that's plant-based. Who'd have thunk it? As you can see here at the Aloha Aisle menu, if you look up at the Dole Whip soft serve, the pineapple does have that plant-based symbol, as does the pineapple float. The ones that don't are the ones that have ice cream in them, like the swirl. So if you get the pineapple vanilla swirl, that is no longer plant-based. But if you get just the pineapple or the float, you're good to go. When it comes to Dole Whip, the ones to watch out for are some of the seasonal options, like the coconut that I loved at the Christmas party, or the pumpkin that they had at the Halloween party at Anti-Gravity's. Those are actually more like soft serve ice cream. So if you're unsure of a flavor, just make sure to ask. But your classic fruit flavors, your pineapple, of course, you've got your strawberry for the Red's Revenge, the lemon, those are all going to be completely plant-based and good to go. Headed in now to one of my favorite quick services in Magic Kingdom, Pecos Bill, to check out what they have, because they actually have a really great option for everybody. Pecos has this veggie rice bowl where you're going to get a plain bowl with rice and black beans and roasted veggies, and then you can bring it over to the toppings bar and load it up with all kinds of goodies. On the toppings bar, you'll find jalapenos, onions, pickles if that's your jam. Also on the toppings bar, this corn salsa, fresh tomatoes, lettuce, pico de gallo. Basically, just don't get the cheese or sour cream, and you can get anything you want here and load up that yummy rice bowl. that's already got some veggies in it, and trust me, it's delicious. A great resource for the Magic Kingdom is this plant-based guide that you can get at Guest Relations, or they actually had it behind the register at Pecos, so just ask. You can definitely get it at Guest Relations. They only have it at the Magic Kingdom, but it's a full map of all of the quick service eats, treats. Let's check and see if the full service are on here too, but it is your plant-based guide. Grab one of these when you come in. Oh, it has the full service places too, so this is a really handy tool, and I definitely recommend picking one up if you are eating plant-based in the Magic Kingdom. One of my favorite sandwiches in Walt Disney World for real is this Lighthouse sandwich, and it's got hummus and tomato and a broccoli slaw on some yummy bread. Waiting for the photo. Wait for it. Wait for it. There it is. And it comes with their house-made chips, and it's actively very delicious, and I've ordered that for years, even before the plant-based initiative started. So I highly recommend that to just about anyone who wants something a little bit lighter. I'm here at Storybook Treats in Fantasyland to get myself a treat. Now it appears that nothing is plant-based on the menu, but I'm going to show you how to modify one of my favorite little treats here to make it acceptable. Very simple. Checking out the menu, you see no plant icons, but if you look at the Peter Pan float, it's just the lime Dole Whip, which I love, which is soft serve, and then Sprite and a chocolate feather. Just gotta remove that chocolate feather, y'all. All right, here's my float. It's got that lime soft serve Dole Whip on the top, and then it's got Sprite. I had to Google if soda was vegan, and the internet told me yes. The internet doesn't lie, so there you go. But for real, I checked with some of my vegan friends, and they said as long as you remove the chocolate accents, things like the Peter Pan float or the Red's Revenge with the fruit-based Dole Whip, those are now plant-based. And to double, triple check, I asked the cast members at Storybook Treats if I could see their ingredients binder, which you are welcome to do for any dairy, any food need. You can ask them to see the ingredients binder, and they'll show it to you, and it will tell you what is in each individual thing. So I knew that the soda and the Dole Whip were fine. It was just the chocolate that I couldn't have. So I'm just gonna go like this. Yeah, that's lime Dole Whip, so it's delicious no matter who you are. Lime's actually my second favorite flavor after the lemon, but yeah, that's a good treat right there. Good use of a snack credit too. I set it down so I could get a bite with the Sprite. It just enhances the lemon liminess. But don't forget, you could also just get a cup of this if you asked for it. It's not on the menu. Same with the strawberry over at Sunshine Tree Terrace. Same with the raspberry over at Aloha Isle. Just ask nicely and they'll give you a cup of it instead of if you don't want the float with the soda. Popped into the confectionery. Nothing in the bakery case is vegan, but they do have this assortment of Disney branded snacks, and they all say if they're vegan on them. So they've got some different bars and things. You can always ask a cast member to help you find things. They helped me find these. So just good to note, if you want a little snacky to put in your bag, you could get these in the confectionery. I'm looking at the Goofy's Candy Company candies as well, and from my knowledge of the ingredients, these are vegan as well, because it's just got corn syrup, sugar, water. So to me, that is vegan. So that's another good option. And some of the smaller bags of this are snack credits. Let's look at this one. Beeswax in this one. I don't know if that counts or not, but there are some snacks in here that you could grab for your bag. And I think most of these would count as well. Depends on how strict you are, I guess. I know the cotton candy out in the park has the plant-based symbol, but this is the prepackaged cotton candy. And it looks like the only ingredients are sugar, artificial flavors, and of course your favorite artificial colors. So that seems like another option. What I'm finding is that things may not be obvious that you can have them, but if you look around the shops, and you should be able to find something. Another spot is over at the ice cream parlor. There are vegan options. They may not be on the big sign, but definitely ask the cast and they'll be able to provide those for you. Headed out of Magic Kingdom and going to another park to explore some options. I'm ready for a little savory treat because I've mostly just had sweets so far today. But I'm headed to Hollywood Studios to check out what they have to offer. Just like magic, I am in Hollywood Studios, ready to grab some lunch. I need a savory snack. I've only had sweet things so far, so It's off to Batuu. The reason I wanted to come to Batuu, which is the planet in Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, is because there are a ton of vegan-friendly snacks in here. The Outpost Kettle Mix, the Galactic Grains at Katsaka's are both vegan. The milk options at the milk stand, so both the blue, green, and if you add alcohol, those are all vegan. And there's a couple good options at Docking Bay 7, which is the quick service restaurant, which is where I'm headed right now. Here's the menu for Docking Bay, and your plant-based options are these plant-based meatballs that come with hummus and a relish and pita. And then on the kids menu, which of course adults can order too, is a pasta with plant-based meat sauce. So I believe it's Impossible meat sauce. You can order both of those things on the mobile order, and they are vegan as is. Here is my Felucian garden spread. It's got these meatballs that are kind of reminiscent of a falafel, closest thing I can compare it to. And then it's got this fresh tomato and cucumber slaw on it, some hummus, and it comes with some grilled pita. Looks delightful. Cutting one of these open so you can see what it looks like on the inside. There you go. So that looks yummy. I've actually had this before. When Galaxy's Edge first opened, I tried a bunch of the stuff on the menu, and this was at the top of my list of favorite things. I also enjoyed the chicken with the mac and cheese, which was on the kids menu. Now it's on the adults menu, and the pot roast, but this was actually really high on my list, and I was eating meat that day too, so here we go. That still holds up. Happy to report. This is so flavorful. Okay. This is so flavorful. I know when I initially think plant-based food, I think like not a lot of flavor and just like vegetables basically, but this is a lot of good spices. It's garlicky. I love the fresh relish with the tomato and cucumber, adds a nice crunch and a freshness to the dish. And then these little meatball things are very, very good. And they're not trying to be meat. They're not like Impossible or anything. They're made out of some kind of grain. And I like the hummus as well. It's got a little cilantro action. This is really tasty. Obviously, I am in Toy Story Land, which means I'm going to Woody's Lunchbox because they actually have a vegan grilled cheese, but it's not on the menu. You have to know to order it, which now you do. Unfortunately, because it's not on the menu, that means you have to get in line, and you can't use mobile order, and this line does get kind of long sometimes, but it's not too bad right now. And you know, got to show you my secret tricks that I've never tried before, but I read about on the internet. Waiting for my grilled cheese, but a couple things I wanted to point out about eating at Woody's Lunchbox. If you are doing plant-based, they have a lot of options. They're just not on the menu. You can do the vegan grilled cheese like I asked for, which they have an adult size or a kid size. It can come with your choice of side. The potato barrels and the mandarin oranges are all vegan. They can also do a vegan version of the tachos, which are the loaded tater tots, because the tater tots are vegan, they're baked, they're not fried in anything, and then they have vegan chili they can put on top of it and vegan shredded cheese. So lots of options here. You just have to get in line and talk to the cast member and they can get something going for you. It may take a little longer because they use a different grill than anything else, so they want to make sure that it's completely vegan, but like I said, lots of options here. You just have to ask. Here is the vegan grilled cheese. It looks like cheese. And then there's the potato barrels. Here we go. It's better than I thought it would be. But you know what's better than this? Real cheese. It's probably the best fake cheese I've ever had, and it did melt nicely like regular cheese, but I just know what real cheese tastes like, and I eat it basically every day, so you're not gonna fool me. That said, it's not terrible, but I probably wouldn't order this again. However, if you're into plant-based food, this is probably a good fun option, especially for your kids. If they have a dairy allergy or something, this is a good option. I also got the tater tots. Those just taste like tater tots, so there. And I could see how topping those with the vegan chili, the vegan cheese, and other things would be a delightful thing. That's probably what I would recommend over the vegan grilled cheese, is to try out the vegan tachos. But yeah, this is kind of like if someone who didn't eat cheese told someone what cheese was. Headed now into my favorite restaurant, which is going to have a ton of plant-based options, the Baseline Taphouse. Baseline Taphouse is a beer house where you can get different beers. They're all from California, wine, specialty cocktails. You can do a flight or just grab a beer or a glass of wine. They also have a couple snacky things. As far as the small plates here go, you can get the giant pretzel and the spicy mustard. Just ask them for no beer cheese fondue, which in my opinion, what's the point? But that is an option if you want a little munchie here. I opted for a beer flight because I love trying new beverages, and the bartender let me know that the Stone Brewing IPA is gluten removed and the cider is gluten free. If those are diets that you follow, I don't really know what the difference is between gluten removed and gluten free is, but those are the options here. Thank goodness both beer and coffee are considered vegan, because I don't think this video would have done very well otherwise. Also Dole Whip and popcorn. I could have just eaten Dole Whips and popcorn and drank beer and coffee for this video, and that's a vegan diet everyone would want to follow. But this one is the Lagunitas Hills. Ooh, I like that. It's a nice light beer, but it's got a little more kick than, say, a Bud Light, but still not too IPA-y. This is the Golden Road Hefeweizen, a wheat beer, my favorite. Delicious, delicious. Has a nice banana-y flavor, nice wheat beer. Now this is that IPA that is gluten removed. Tastes like a good IPA to me, not missing any gluten there. And the cider, which is an orange cider, a blood orange cider. Ooh, that is fabulous. If you're not a beer drinker and you're coming with your friends to Baseline, I recommend trying the cider. It's a little tart. A lot of ciders are really sweet, but this one's tart. And there's your Baseline options, which basically is all the beer. Just like magic, I'm in my third park. I'm over at Animal Kingdom to have dinner. There's a couple really good options here I'm excited to share with you guys, including one I've never tried personally, but it's at one of my favorite spots, so I'm excited to check it out. I've talked a lot about how much I love Satuli Canteen, which is the quick service in Pandora, but that's actually not where I'm going right now. But that is a great option if you're on a plant-based diet. Those bowls that I like, the Create Your Own, they actually have a tofu option, which has a spicy sauce, and then you choose your base from grains or rice or noodles, and then whatever sauce you want on it, and it's a delicious Create Your Own option that you can do on mobile order. So that's a really good option here at Animal Kingdom. Or I'm headed to one of my other favorite spots, the Nomad Lounge, for a special treat for my dinner. The Nomad Lounge, in addition to fabulous cocktails, has a small plate menu. I've had a few of these things before on the channel, but what I've grabbed today is the Impossible sliders. I've done the beef sliders before, but these are the Impossible ones, which from people that eat Impossible stuff, they say it's pretty darn good and close to the real deal. So I'm excited to give that a whirl, and I love a Chipotle aioli. Slap aioli on anything and I'll just about eat it. Got my Impossible burgers. So they've got like a carrot slaw and that aioli on top. And then they come with a side of those delicious yuca fries and ketchup that I've had before, which I love. But I'm excited to dig into these. The first flavor I get is for sure that Chipotle aioli, which I'm really liking, and then I like the crunch from the carrots. It does look like a burger, and texture-wise it's pretty good. I'm gonna get a bite of just the burger, see if I can like tell that it's not meat. It's pretty close. Probably the closest I've ever had as far as like a veggie burger type deal, fake burger goes. These are actually pretty good. I really like that Chipotle aioli, and the bun is really good and the slaw is good. And unless you're eating the burger on its own, you really can't tell that it's not a burger. It's not as juicy as the real beef burgers they have here, but these are really good. So this is a good dinner option. And even if you're not a vegan, these are really tasty. So yeah, I'm pleasantly surprised by these. And then of course, I love these yuca fries and the lovely ketchup. They're like fries, but they're like starchier. Those are amazing again. I also got a side of fruit, and by that I mean a glass of wine. This is a Pinotage from South Africa, which is a type of wine that they make there. It's a mix of I want to say a Meritage and a Pinot Noir grape, and it's delightful, one of my favorites. So I figured you're supposed to put red wine with red meat, so I figured you should do the same thing with fake red meat. So far, it's working out pretty well. But yeah, these are, I'm delightfully surprised by these. And now I'm headed for dessert at the final park of the day. I'm not sure if you can hear all the horns going off in the Animal Kingdom parking lot, but it's good to know I'm not the only person that loses my car at this park specifically. But I know where mine is this time, I think. Whoa. The lighting is crazy at the Epcot main entrance because I made it into my fourth park of the day, and I am headed over to the Land Pavilion because they have a fabulous quick service there, Sunshine Seasons, which is a great quick service for anybody, but especially if you are on a plant-based diet. Sunshine Seasons is definitely a good spot I recommend if you're on a plant-based diet for a meal. We're going to check out the menu shortly. The other places I recommend here in the World Showcase, I would check out the Cantina in Mexico because they can do some veggie salads or nachos, that sort of thing, as well as the quick service in Morocco, which has a falafel plate. They've got hummus, they've got veggies. So those are two good options I would look into as far as quick services go in Epcot. It's a little bit harder than other parks because so many of those restaurants are done by operating participants, so they won't have the little plant icon, but I promise if you talk to a chef at any of the restaurants, they will get something that can accommodate you. Those are just my first recommendations, but let's go check out Sunshine Seasons and what they have to offer. Another great thing about Epcot is during the festivals, which are basically all year long now, except for the summertime. You've got the Festival of the Arts, and then the Flower and Garden Festival, and then Food and Wine, and then Festival of the Holidays. Disney has incorporated more and more plant-based items at the festival kiosks, and you'll be able to notate those in your festival passport. So if you're coming during one of those times of year, which again, unless it's the summer, you probably are, there's a lot of fun to be had at the festival kiosks around the park as well. Looking at the options at Sunshine Season, I'm at the Asian Noodle grill station, and they actually have, it just changed. I promise it'll come back to us. Wait for it. Boom, there you go. They've got a veggie korma with plant-based chicken and cashews. Sounds pretty good. In the grab and go section, they've got a couple smaller options. They've got some plain salads that you could grab if you're looking for a side item or just a quick snack. I also found this jackfruit gyro, which appears to be vegan as well. I'm looking at the ingredients and nothing is popping out at me. I know jackfruit is often used in plant-based entrees because it kind of resembles pulled pork when you add things on it, so there's an option too. Also in the grab and goes, they have this PB&J pack, which has an Uncrustable, which is plant-based, as well as some apple juice and carrots, so you could get this as well. This would actually be a really good thing to grab and toss in your bag, possibly, if you are looking for some vegan snacks on the go. As I was chatting with the cast member at the dessert case, you see this dessert is the only one that has the little plant icon on it, but this is why you always have to talk to the cast members, because the Oreo chocolate mousse is also vegan, which is a little concerning that Oreos are vegan, because what is the cream? I don't want to think about it. But also this adorable seasonal cupcake is also vegan, so I'm gonna get that. Here is my dessert. The cast member said it was a pineapple coconut cupcake and that the frosting is a buttercream, but it was made with vegetable oil instead of butter, which is how it's still vegan. Here it is on the inside. It's got like chunks of pineapple in it. Should be pretty good. So first things first, I actually got a little bit of the chocolate on my hand while I was cutting it, and I was like, that chocolate is so good, that cannot be vegan. But I talked to another cast member and they said it is, and that when they're doing the vegan items, they get really good quality cacao and chocolate so that it doesn't have the milk or the butter in it. So far, this is going well. A little bit of everything. Right off the bat, I don't think I would know that was a plant-based cupcake. I'm gonna get a bite of just the cake now with a little bit of the fruit, the pineapple filling.
Please gather all your personal belongings.
Good pineapple.
Lower your head and watch your step as you exit.
Now that I'm just eating the cake, it has the same consistency as like the waffles did earlier, or the cake did earlier, where it's a little bit grainier and not as moist as non-vegan desserts. So I can kind of taste it there just because of the texture. Now just trying the icing. That's really creamy and delicious, and honestly, if you didn't tell me that frosting was vegan, I wouldn't know. That's really good frosting. At the ice cream carts, you can also note that Olaf's frozen strawberry lemonade bar has a plant-based icon next to it, which I actually really like those for something light and refreshing. And I buy those regularly, even though I don't normally eat vegan. Also, the Outshine fruit bar, if those are at the pop or ice cream cart you're at, as well as the Minute Maid frozen lemonade cups. Well, that is a wrap on my plant-based food video. Hopefully you had fun following along. If you're a plant-based eater, I hope you found something new you're gonna try in Disney World. If you're not a plant-based eater, I hope you had fun and maybe you found something new you're gonna try as well. While there's a few things I will not be eating again, there were a couple I was pleasantly surprised by, like that garden spread in Galaxy's Edge, the dessert here at Sunshine Seasons, everything at Aaron McKenna's, and those are on my list to eat again and again. And of course, Dole Whip, pretzels, popcorn, the usual snacks. I'm gonna keep eating those forever and ever. In the meantime, until our next video, make sure to rate, review, subscribe to our channel, follow us on Instagram at AllEars.net, and until next time, y'all, I'm Molly, and it's been magical. If you need me, I'll be eating this entire bucket of popcorn and trying to figure out how that isn't butter. Want to see more of my videos? Click over here. Want to subscribe? You can do that right here. And also, ring that notification bell to make sure you get instantly notified anytime we post a new video. Thanks for following. See you real soon.